Warning: your brain is betraying your future self. The late fee hits at 12:01 a.m. Your inbox pings like a taunt. The gym bag still rides shotgun untouched. You promised you'd start, after the weekend, after the meeting, after the next you. Now your heart sinks, your account bleeds, your partner's eyes narrow. You said you'd handle it. Here's the punchline. Your brain literally treats your future self like a stranger. So you protect tonight and invoice tomorrow. Debt mounts. Sleep shreds. Deadlines ghost you back. And the wild part? The fix isn't motivation. It's closing the distance between you and the person who pays. So here's the part your brain edits out. The mirror glitch. Why future you feels like them. So you're telling me you want to be disciplined, but every night you sign deals your morning can't afford. It's basically like there are two of you. The picker who grabs the cookie and the payer who wears the pants that don't fit. That's not a character flaw. It's a wiring issue with a catchy name, neurological betrayal. Your brain misreads the person you'll be as not me. So empathy drops, caution fades, and short-term wins beat long-term care. Here's the funny thing. When researchers at UCLA, led by Hal Hirschfield, put people in MRI scanners and asked them to think about themselves right now, a circuit in the medial prefrontal cortex and rostral anterior cingulate lit up. That pattern is like a neural ID badge for me. But when the same people thought about their future selves, that activity slipped toward the pattern the brain shows for strangers. Not enemies, just not us. The closer that future self felt to a stranger in the scanner, the more likely people were to undersave, overborrow, and break promises to tomorrow in real life. Well, no kidding. If your brain files future you under other, it will lend them pain at a high interest rate. To understand why, we need to go back to how the mind handles distance. Construal level theory says anything far away, time, space, social distance, even maybe, gets coded in abstract terms. Far feels like why, near feels like how. So next summer's fitness looks like be healthier and feel confident. Tomorrow's 6 a.m. alarm looks like cold floor, tight calves, ugh. Your reward system favors crisp, concrete relief now over soft, abstract benefits later. The friction is real. Glucose cost of planning, uncertainty tax on outcomes, the comfort of habits that already fit like sweatpants. Meanwhile, something else is happening. Delayed pain doesn't register as pain yet. Your nociception doesn't preload next month's backache. So there's no sting to stop you. What nobody knew at the time they hit snooze for the 5th time is that small skips don't stay small. Missed reps breed self-doubt. Self-doubt breeds avoidance. Avoidance erodes self-trust. And once trust drops, your own promises stop moving you. You hear yourself say, "I'll do it after lunch," and your body quietly rolls its eyes. Identity drifts from, "I'm disciplined," to, "I'm the person who tries." That's the micro-betrayal economy. Tiny lies that compound like debt. Meanwhile, your threat system runs survival math. Safety now beats maybe later upside. If you grew up with chaos, or you've lived through it, this math gets louder. Trauma compresses time. As Bessel van der Kolk shows, the body keeps score by locking attention to the present. Hypervigilance eats your working memory. Planning feels dangerous because it takes your eyes off the exits. The freeze state says, don't move, don't spend, don't hope. The future stops feeling real, so it stops holding weight. That's not laziness. That's a clock problem. Get this, when we picture our future, the picture is fuzzy. Weak scenes mean weak protection. If you can't feel next Tuesday's tight deadline in your chest today, you won't move for it. Ask yourself to write a note to you in 90 days. Notice the tone. Is it dear stranger, polite and vague? Or is it grounded date, place, smell of coffee, the hum of the office AC, the weight of your laptop? Concreteness is care. Abstraction is distance. But wait, there's more. We're not just bad at empathy for future us. We're overly optimistic about how future US will feel. Hedonic forecasting errors make us think, I'll want to run at dawn then. Future you won't wake up with a brand new personality. They'll wake up with your body, your habits, your bed. When the alarm hits, the feasibility problem crushes the desirability story. Desirability is the poster on the wall. Feasibility is the shoes by the door. Here's where it gets practical. If the picker and the payer feel like different people, the goal isn't to hype the picker. It's to shrink the distance and change the defaults so the picker can't sell the payer out. And no, we're not inventing moral bravery. We're using commitment architecture, Ulysses contracts, friction design, smart defaults, to merge the team. Behavioral economics calls these commitment devices. They let present you bind future you to the plan by changing costs and options now, when the intent is clean. Before we build that kit, you need one more shift. This isn't willpower failure. This is an empathy gap created by distance, amplified by uncertainty, and sometimes locked in by a nervous system tuned for threat. Naming the glitch changes the game. You stop arguing with your character and start editing your context. The shame spiral loosens. The work becomes simple. Make tomorrow you emotionally real. Make the first 2 minutes stupid easy. Make the wrong choice annoying. Make the right one automatic. This was the moment everything changed. When you realize the person you keep betraying is you, and you can stop by closing the gap today. The hidden contract you keep breaking. Every choice is a contract with tomorrow's body, bills, and bandwidth. You swipe the card tonight. They pay interest next month. You stay up 1 more hour. They drag through the 9 a.m. stand-up with sand in their eyes. You say, I'll send it in the morning. They face the apology email and the dent in trust. It's not poetic. It's paperwork. And you're co-signing someone else's debt with your own name. At night, we write heroic clauses. I'll set the alarm. I'll lift. I'll cook. I'll call. Morning reads the fine print and finds loopholes. Just 5 more minutes. Grab takeout. Send it later. Micro-betrayals, right? Too small to count. Except they're not separate. They stack. Each skipped rep makes the next promise cheaper to break. Like late fees, they compound quietly until your self-credit score tanks. Here's the funny thing. Your story about yourself won't update at first. You'll still say, I'm disciplined. You'll still buy the planner, download the app, follow the productivity guru. Meanwhile, the ledger says, missed 3 in a row. That's cognitive dissonance. The belief, I show up smashing into the behavior, I didn't. To ease the tension, the mind doesn't always fix the behavior. It edits the belief. I'm busy. I'm a night owl. Deadlines help me. It's basically like moving the goalposts so the score looks better, until it doesn't. The contract metaphor helps because it makes the invisible visible. When you say yes to Netflix at 11:30, you're not only saying no to sleep. You're signing a cost transfer, future cortisol spike, weaker impulse control, fuzzier working memory. When behavioral economists talk about present bias, this is it in the wild. The picker sells a juicy now for pennies, and the payer eats the penalty. And the more times you do it, the more your brain expects you to do it again. That's identity drift, not as a crisis, but as a series of quiet edits. From I keep my word to I try to I'll start Monday. Meanwhile, there's a ladder here. Cost leads to shame, shame to avoidance, avoidance to bigger costs. You miss a bill. That's a fee. You feel stupid. That's shame. You don't open the account next week. That's avoidance. The next month, the fee is bigger, the call scarier, the identity hit deeper. Status quo bias loves this because the pain of change now feels sharper than the pain of staying stuck. So you stay, and the ladder grows. This isn't about moral failure. It's distance, uncertainty, and sometimes a nervous system still scanning for exits. The self-split we talked about, picker versus payer, isn't a quirk. It's a governance problem. Who's signing? Who's liable? Right now, the picker's handwriting is on every page. The payer never got counsel. No wonder the terms are bad. So let's name the contract types you're breaking so you can see them coming. Energy contracts. I'll borrow sleep. Translation. I'll tax tomorrow's focus. Money contracts. I'll buy now, sort later. Translation. I'll tip the bank for speed. Social contracts. I'll reschedule. Translation. I'll spend trust to dodge discomfort. Health contracts. I'll start next week. Translation. I'll let physiology drift, then pay double to reverse it. Get this, people keep contracts they can feel. If you can taste the coffee, hear the early tram, feel the shoes you'll put on, the clause gains weight. If it's be healthier someday, it floats. That's Constral doing its thing. So your job isn't to get braver. It's to make the contract concrete and give future you a seat at the table. And here's where the lever hides, pre-commitment. You can decide terms when your head is clear. You can set defaults that make breaking expensive and keeping cheap. That's a Ulysses move. Tie yourself to the mast before the song starts. In practice, it's automatic transfers that move money right after payday. Sleep alarms that turn lights amber at 10. Grocery orders that arrive with protein first. Calendar blocks that treat deep work like rent. Commitment devices don't make you noble. They make the wrong path annoying. But wait, there's more. Micro-promises beat grand vows. 2 minutes of movement at 7:10, not get fit. Open bill portal at 5:30 on. Thursdays, not fix finances. Kept tiny promises build the only currency that matters here, self-credibility. Your brain learns. When we say it, we do it. Shame loses leverage. Avoidance loses oxygen. The ladder flips. Small kept deals create pride. Pride fuels approach. Approach lowers costs. You'll still miss. Everyone does. The contract isn't purity, it's repair. Miss once. A 24-hour repair clause. Acknowledge, make a small amends, log it, move. The point is to keep the slope, not the streak. And when trauma echoes show up, when the body says eyes on exits, the clause is simpler. Shorten the horizon until it feels safe. One honest promise inside your window of tolerance. Keep that. Expand later. Who's steering the ship if the self is split? Right now, it's the picker with a pen. Next, we give the payer counsel, shrink the distance, and rewrite the terms so both sign, and both win. Your brain's survival math. Why now always wins. While that contract is sitting on the table, your brain is already running numbers. Not moral numbers, survival math. And this math has a bias. Protect now, question later. If something offers relief in the next 60 seconds, it gets a fat bonus. If it pays off next quarter, the bonus shrinks. That's present bias in street clothes. Start with reward circuitry. Dopamine spikes hard for cues tied to concrete. Immediate payoffs, sweet, salty, scroll Y Bing. Abstract futures barely twitch the needle. Lower A1C next year. Doesn't compete with cookie now. Construal level theory explains part of this. Near stuff is vivid and how focused. Far stuff is fuzzy and why focused. Your striatum loves vivid how. It's the difference between tap order and optimize long-term metabolic risk. Guess which wins with your thumb at 11 p.m. Threat tilts it further. The amygdala doesn't do 90 days. It does right now. Safety now beats uncertain later gain. Almost every time. You'll take don't send the awkward email tonight over better job options this fall because the near threat, discomfort, feels larger than the far upside, opportunity. When the body's alarm is even mildly up, long horizons shrink. Van der Kolk's point lands here. Hypervigilance hogs bandwidth. Scanning the room steals cycles from planning the week. Energy economics piles on. Executive control is glucose hungry. Spinning scenarios, weighing probabilities, holding if-then plans in working memory, expensive. So your brain does something totally sensible. It defaults to low-cost actions with crisp feedback. That's why you reach for rituals that require zero computation. Open phone, open app, refreshed. Each loop is a cheap hit. Building a weekly meal plan from scratch? That's a cognitive mortgage payment due now. Uncertainty adds a tax. The fuzzier an outcome, the less your system invests. It's basically like the brain saying, if I can't price the payoff, I'm not paying the cost. So maybe the gym feels good tomorrow, loses to sofa feels good now. Because the sofa's return is guaranteed. Even when the later upside is bigger, ambiguity discounts its value. Here's where hedonic forecasting makes a mess. We're bad at predicting future feelings. We assume future US will have surplus willpower and fewer cravings. I'll want to get up early then. Nope. Tomorrow morning is staffed by the same nervous system, the same mattress magnet. We overvalue the relief of avoiding near-term discomfort and undervalue the satisfaction of kept promises because that satisfaction is time-diluted and abstract in the moment. And the system isn't evil. It's outdated for modern trade-offs. In an uncertain, resource-scarce environment, overweighting the present kept you alive. Eat what's in front of you. Rest when you can. Avoid social pain that might get you kicked from the group. But in a world of credit cards, infinite feeds, and deadlines that punish you a month later, that same math backfires. The picker keeps signing quick comforts. The payer keeps getting invoices with fees you didn't see coming. Microstory. You're at your desk at 3:42 p.m., Slack lights up. Brain's tired, inbox is loud, and that tough doc needs 2 clean hours. The survival math whispers. Clear 5 pings, you'll feel better. You do. Dopamine says thanks. 10 minutes later, the doc's still untouched, and the window for deep work narrowed. Short relief won, long progress lost. Nothing catastrophic happened, but multiply this by 100 tiny choices a week, and watch the slope flatten. Meanwhile, something else is happening across town in your body. Interoception. If you can't feel what tomorrow's body state might be, sore, foggy, proud, your empathy for that body crashes. Neural studies show reduced self-related MPFC activity for future self, thoughts mirrors patterns for strangers. So when you price one more episode, the cost to future you lands like a fee for someone else. Cheap to approve. So what do we do with math that keeps choosing now? We respect it, and we're around it. If immediate, concrete rewards beat abstractions, then attach an immediate, concrete win to the right behavior. 2-minute entry actions that deliver a quick done ping. If energy cost kills planning, move planning to when you're fresh and make the action brainless at go time. Shoes out, dock open, ingredients prepped. If uncertainty taxes motivation, shrink the bet. A single Pomodoro, a single bill login, a single healthy swap. Clear returns today. And if threat squeezes horizons, we handle safety first. Downshift the body. Longer exhales, orienting, eyes up and out, so the system can widen time. From there, we use commitment devices to change the math at the choice point. Defaults that make virtue easy and vice clumsy. Pre-scheduled transfers. Website blockers during deep work. Sleep environment that turns blue light into amber at 10. Smart frictions where regret is likely. This was the moment everything changed because you stopped arguing with biology and started designing for it. Now isn't the enemy. It just needs a better job. Pay you now for the move that pays you later. The neurology of distance. When later equals stranger. To understand why later feels like someone else's problem, we need to look at how the brain codes distance. Construal level theory says the farther something is time, space, social, even maybe, the more abstract our thinking gets. Far is why, near is how. So next winter's savings goal is be responsible, but the click in your hand is add to cart. That shift seems small. It isn't. It changes which networks fire, what feels real, and who gets protected. Here's the concrete bit. Hal Hirschfield's team ran fMRI studies where people thought about themselves today, a close friend, and their future selves. When people thought about me, right now, regions tied to self-referential processing, medial prefrontal cortex, rostral ACC, lit up like a name tag. Shift to future me. And for a lot of folks, that pattern slid toward the other people profile. Not hostile, just outgroup. The more the brain treated future you like them, the less people saved, and the more they procrastinated. It's basically like your empathy software flags tomorrow's you as a neighbor, not family. Why does that matter? Because empathy isn't just for strangers. It's also for your own timeline. If your brain maps future you as not me, they're pain discounts. Think out delayed pain. There's no nerve ending for next month's backache. Interoception reports now, not later. So your body doesn't wince at a future migraine when you crank the third espresso at 5 p.m. Pain without present sensation gets filed under ignore, and the vote goes to comfort. Construal adds another twist. High-level why talk sounds noble. Invest in health, grow your career, but it's vague. Low-level how talk grabs levers. Lace shoes, open dock, chop onions. Motivation without a how script fizzles at go time. When later sits at high altitude, we care in principle and bail in practice. Desire is there, feasibility is missing. The brain loves feasibility. Memory scaffolding sits under all of this. We protect what we can picture. If you can't build a vivid future scene, where you are, what it smells like, the weight of your bag, the hum of the office, motivation slides. Vague future equals weak protection. And it's not a personal failing. It's how scene construction works. Episodic simulation needs detail, and detail needs rehearsal. We don't rehearse later. We rehearse now. Quick micro-test to feel this. Write a 5-sentence note to you, in 90 days. Use a date. Name the place. Include one sound, one smell, and what your body feels like. If the note comes out stiff, polite, and generic, hope you're well. Your brain is telling on itself. Future you is an acquaintance. If it reads like a text to a friend, it's Tuesday, the coffee's too strong, your quads are sore from Monday's lifts, nice work. You've pulled them closer. That closeness is leverage. There's also the empathy gap for states. We're bad at imagining our future body states when we're in a different one. Cold to hot and hot to cold empathy, gaps mess with planning. You plan workouts from a couch. You plan grocery lists after dinner. Then you meet the morning from a different body, and the plan feels written by a stranger. No wonder the contract gets contested. Now layer trauma time. When the nervous system is tuned toward threat, time collapses to right now. Van der Kolk's work shows how hypervigilance and freeze narrow attention and strip bandwidth from planning. If your body's job is to scan exits, it won't spare cycles for next quarter. In that state, long-term empathy is a luxury item. The system isn't broken, it's prioritizing survival. So later doesn't just feel distant. It feels unsafe to look at, because looking away from the present feels unsafe. Okay, so what do we do with a brain that codes later as stranger? We close distance on purpose. 3 moves: render, relate, rehearse. Render is about vividness. Swap be healthier for a scene. Thursday, 6:40 a.m., shoes by the door, air is cold, Spotify cue plays, first 400 meters easy. Name the microstakes. If you run, afternoon you focus is better. If you skip, afternoon you grabs coffee number 3. You're building a file your brain can feel. Relate is identity fusion. Give future you a name or a photo, an aged up image, a picture from last year, whatever builds continuity. In studies where people interact with aged avatars of themselves, they increase saving and delay gratification. Why? The stranger becomes kin. We're wired to care for kin. Rehearse repetition. Talk to that person daily. 1 line in a ledger, a 10-second voice memo. Picture their environment, not just your goals. The more often you visit that scene, the cheaper it is to care. And because feasibility beats desirability at 6 a.m., pair every why with a first how. Shoes staged. Dock open. Ingredients prepped. 1 concrete action earns an immediate done ping, which pays now while serving later. 1 more kicker. If delayed pain is numb, bring a little forward. Do a pre-mortem. It's Friday in 90 days. What broke because I kept punting? Name the fee, the fight, the fog. Not to scare yourself, but to give your present brain something it can feel. Then do the flip, post-mortem for the version who kept tiny promises. What clean relief shows up? Taste that too. None of this makes biology vanish. It makes it visible. When later stops being them, the math changes. The picker sees the payer's face. The contract terms improve. Trauma time, and stranger becomes partner. The future. One scene. While that distance problem explains a lot, it doesn't touch the freight train some bodies are hauling. If your nervous system learned that safety was fragile, time itself can collapse. The body isn't asking, what's smart next quarter? It's asking, are we safe this second? And when that alarm is up, the future goes dim, like someone turned down the brightness on your horizon. Bessel van der Kolk has a line people quote because it lands. The body keeps the score. Here's what that means in real life. After threat, the survival brain, the amygdala, brainstem, the circuits that clock danger, can stay hot. Hypervigilance becomes the default. You're scanning a room without meaning to, clocking exits, faces, tones. Planning asks you to take your eyes off the door. Your body says no thanks. It isn't stubborn. It's protecting you. Freeze makes it worse. Fight and flight want action. Freeze says don't move. It collapses options and shrinks time. There's only now, and now is for not making it worse. Try to picture next month's routine from freeze and you'll feel it. Your chest tightens, breath goes shallow, thoughts fog. Of course the gym plan dies on the kitchen counter. The math changed. Energy goes to guarding, not growing. Learned helplessness also sneaks in. If effort didn't move outcomes in the past, caregiver moods, chaotic homes, unjust bosses, your brain learned a rule. Work doesn't work. That rule spreads. Why prep the night before if storms blow plans anyway? Why save if life taxes your wins? It's basically like a spam filter that blocks hope because hope used to carry malware. Shame binds the whole thing together. Shame isn't, I did a bad thing. It's, I am bad. It hits identity, not behavior. And it muddies time. Old failures bleed into future scenes. So when you try to picture next week's presentation, your mind rolls tape of the last time you choked. Your body reacts to the memory as if it's the event. Heart rate up, palms sweat. The future becomes a replay of the worst parts of the past, so you stop playing it. Attachment echoes matter here too. If care was inconsistent, trust is inconsistent. That maps onto planning. Unstable care breeds unstable plans. You don't believe your environment will support you, so you don't invest. Or you over-control with rigid plans that snap the first time life wiggles. Either way, the message is, don't lean forward, you'll fall. Okay, so you've got hypervigilance crowding working memory, freeze compressing time, helplessness dulling effort, and shame painting the future with dread. That's not a lack of grit. It's a clock problem. The system is obeying the rule. Survive now. Long-term empathy becomes a luxury you can't afford because your body thinks you're still in traffic with no brakes. Here's where it gets practical. Safety first, then strategy. You can't outsource this step to a planner or an app. You start with the body because the bottleneck is the body. Simple anchors work. Lengthen your exhale. 4 in, 6 to 8 out. Exhale turns the volume down on the alarm. Orient your head and eyes. Look slowly left, center, right. Name 3 things you see. Feel your feet. You're telling your system, we're here, not there. It costs 30 seconds and buys you inches of time. Notice your window of tolerance, the range where you can think and feel without tipping into shut down or spin out. Only make promises inside that window, not at the edges. If your chest is tight and your scalp is buzzing, today's contract is small and kind. 2-minute walk, not 5-mile run. Keep that. Tomorrow, maybe 3 minutes. The point isn't heroism, it's credibility. Make tiny, honest promises. The adjective matters, honest. Pick actions you can keep on your worst average day, not your best day. Best days don't need protocols. Worst averages do. Open the bill portal at 5:30. Fill the water bottle before bed. Micro moves with clear edges. You keep them, you log them, and you let that evidence talk louder than shame. Self-compassion without bargaining is the tone. Not pity, not excuses. Firm and warm. You miss the call. You'll repair in 24 hours. The repair ritual is the backbone. Name it, make one amends, and write a single ledger line. Miss once, repair once. Miss twice, still repair once. Perfection's not the goal. Protecting trust is. 2 traps to flag. First, speed. When you start feeling better, you'll want to overpromise. Don't. Let trust compound slowly. Second, secrecy. Shame loves the dark. Add 1 witness. A buddy, a therapist, a forum. Show the ledger weekly. Not for advice, for visibility. It makes future you social, not solitary, and social contracts hold. So no, trauma doesn't make change impossible. It sets different rules. You widen time by calming the body. You rebuild effort by picking winnable games. You cut shame by stacking kept promises. And once the nervous system trusts you to protect it, planning stops. Feeling like betrayal and starts feeling like care. That's the exit. Safety first, then strategy that sticks. The self-trust spiral. Tiny lies, big fallout. Hey there. Quick gut check. When you tell yourself, I'll do it after lunch, do you believe you? Not in theory, right now. If your body shrugs, that's the first red flag. Missed reps don't just delay goals. They eat the glue that holds your life together, self-trust. Here's the shape of it. Big failures sting, but they're loud, rare, and obvious. Tiny lies are quiet, daily, and compound. I'll floss tonight. I'll send that note. I'll walk 10 minutes. They look harmless. But every time you skip, your nervous system updates a model. When we speak, nothing happens. That model doesn't just sit in health or work. It spreads. You promise less, then care less, then try less. Micro story. The CEO makes a plan. Lights out at 11, up at 6:30, lift at 7. Night comes. Phone wins. Midnight stretches to 12:40. Morning hits. Snooze twice. Gym bag rides shotgun. He tells himself, later. By 3 p.m., he's 2 coffees deep, a little foggy, a touch irritable. A teammate asks for feedback. He punts, tomorrow. Nothing exploded. But 4 tiny lies just posted interest. The stakes are bigger than a streak. Your brain uses evidence, not slogans, to write identity. Keep promises, and it stamps reliable. Break them, and it stamps maybe. That stamp changes which choices even show up as options. Reliable UCs start now as normal. Maybe UCs start later as merciful. So the spiral isn't just behavior. It's the menu of your life shrinking. Well, no kidding, shame loves this. You miss a micro-promise, shame says, see? You can't be trusted. That hurts, so you avoid the scoreboard. You don't open the bill, don't step on the scale, don't check the task. Avoidance buys short-term relief and sells long-term control. Next week the cost is bigger, the story is harsher, the hole is deeper. It's basically like paying a fee to not look at a fee. Social spillover makes it worse. People sense patterns. You're late twice, they pad deadlines. You cancel twice, they stop inviting you to first looks. They don't scold you, they reroute around you. You feel it, a subtle cooling. Then you mirror it. Maybe I'm not that person. And now the world is confirming the story your tiny lies started. You're optional. Status quo bias piles in. Changing course takes friction. Staying the same is familiar. Familiar feels safe. Safety now beats maybe later upside, remember? So even when you hate the pattern, your body says, don't poke it. You protect the routine that's hurting you because it's the devil you know. That's how the spiral becomes the path of least pain. Get this, your system is tracking reps, not results. It doesn't care if the gym session was perfect. It cares that you showed at 7:05 because you said you would. Each kept rep pays an immediate dividend, coherence. We said it, we did it. That feeling is fuel. Conversely, every broken micro deal charges a hidden tax, friction. Next time the start feels heavier. Not because the task changed, because trust did. So you need a new scoreboard. Not pounds lost. Not dollars saved. Contracts kept. One checkbox. Did you do the 2-minute entry action you promised? If yes, green. If no, orange, then initiate repair. That's the exit ramp. Repair fast. Miss once, log it. Do a tiny amends within 24 hours. Send a 1-sentence apology. Walk 5 minutes, transfer $5. Open the doc and add 1 line. You're telling your nervous system, even when we wobble, we close. Language matters. Ditch, I'll try. That's a loophole. Use, I keep small deals. It sounds humble because it is. Small is survivable. Small stacks. Small builds self-cred faster than grand vows that die on day 2. 2 minutes reading the brief. 1 glass of water before coffee. 1 bill portal login on Thursdays. Kept. 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 But wait, there's more. Protect the queue. If your 7 p.m. walk depends on remembering at 6:59, you're toast. Stage shoes by the door at 6:30. Set a light to shift to amber. Put your phone on the counter, not your pocket. You're removing reasons to negotiate with yourself. Because every negotiation is an opening for a tiny lie. You'll still miss. That's not a character test, it's weather. The only losing move is letting a miss rewrite identity. Guard 2 lines. I keep small deals, and I repair within a day. These lines make you anti-fragile. Misses become data, not verdicts. The slope stays positive. Social proof for yourself helps. Share the ledger with 1 witness weekly. Not for praise, for reality. Kept 12. Repaired 2. Broke without repair. Seeing zeros in that last column is addictive in the best way. You're building a public memory that your future can lean on when it's 9 p.m. and you want a bargain. Tiny lies create big fallout because they rewrite who's in charge. Tiny truths create big lift because they make you credible to yourself again. That's the lever. Not louder goals. Cleaner contracts. Kept in reps, not heroics. Collect green checks. Protect the slope. Watch your life's menu open back up. Midpoint shock. Future you is already paying. So here's the part your brain edits out. The bill isn't later. It's now, showing up in places you stopped checking. Sleep debt? You're already paying in slowed reaction time, worse glucose control, and hair trigger cravings. Finance charges? That, just this once, balance is skimming dollars off every paycheck. Metabolic drift? 2 years of I'll start Monday means stairs feel steeper and stress hits harder. And those strained ties? Micro breaches cost trust right now. More check-ins from your boss, cooler tone from a friend, fewer first chances. Let's do a quick pre-mortem. It's 3 months from today. Nothing changed. What broke first? Name it plainly. Maybe the late fees stacked and you started dodging bank emails. Maybe your sleep slid to 5.5 hours and your temper frayed, so a small conflict became a weekend of silence. Maybe focus frayed and you lost the thread on a project that was supposed to open a door. You didn't burn it down. You bled out in small cuts. Get this, the brain loves later because it hides the line item. So we bring it forward and price it. If you keep borrowing sleep, what's the first cue your body will throw? Morning nausea? Heavy eyelids by 10:30 a.m.? Snapping at tiny slights? If you keep putting bills off, what's the first external signal? A service pause? A politely sharp email? If you keep skipping movement, what shows up first? Stiff lower back, weird knee twinge when you stand, a sigh you didn't used to make. These aren't future problems. They're current liabilities sitting off books. Here's where regret theory helps, not to punish, but to clarify. Picture yourself at Friday 5 p.m., 3 months out. You're holding 2 folders. In one, you kept 2-minute promises most days. In the other, you didn't. Which folder makes your chest feel cleaner? Which averts the, ugh, face you know too well? We're not chasing trophy scenes. We're shrinking regret into the present, so the choice has wait now, not in a hazy someday. And hedonic forecasting? Use it on purpose. Instead of fantasizing about a shiny goal, feel tomorrow's soreness or relief. Close your eyes. Tomorrow morning, 2 scenarios. 1. You scrolled late, woke groggy, skipped the first brick task. How does coffee number 2 taste? Sharp, a little desperate. 2. You shut down at 11, put shoes by the door, walked 5 minutes at 7:05. Your quads are a touch tight, breath steady. Inbox still loud, but you're anchored. Which body feels kinder to live in? We anchor on that, not on six-pack posters or inbox zero screenshots. Money version. Open your banking app in your mind. Same date, 2 paths. Path A. Autopay swept minimums and fees nibbled. You don't look because it stings. Path B. You moved $25 each Friday, added friction to impulse buys, and one dumb fee never triggered. The numbers aren't heroic. The feeling is slightly more agency. That's the dividend you keep skipping while chasing some perfect month that never starts. Work version. Midday, your calendar says deep work block. 2 paths. A. No ceremony, Slack open, pings win. B. Shut door ritual, notifications off by default, single tab, 25 to 5 timer. After 50 minutes, you have 3 ugly paragraphs or a solved bug. The world didn't cheer. But your nervous system caught a clean. We said it, we did it. That is the currency that buys the next block. So we tally the real, not the ideal. You don't owe future you in theory. You owe them in blood sugar, late fees, apology energy, and lost focus you're already paying. The stakes are here. Today's mood, today's options, today's sense of self. And because the cost is present, the fix has to be architectural, not motivational. No more speeches. We build scaffolds that pay now and later. Which means this: we stop gambling on willpower, and we set up a system that makes the right thing automatic, the wrong thing annoying, and the first step so small it trips over itself. We'll render the future so you can feel it, reduce the ask so you can start, rig the world so you don't negotiate, and review the ledger so trust compounds. Architecture over hype, because the meter is already running. Reframes that stick, make future you emotionally real. So the bill is already hitting. Good. That means we don't need pep talks, we need contact. Step 1 is identity fusion. Make future you a person you actually know. Give them a name. Use a photo. If you've got an aged avatar, great. If not, grab a picture from last year and tag it me plus 365. Put it where decisions happen. Fridge, desk, lock screen. You're telling your brain, this isn't a stranger. This is family. Now ritualize the contact. Every morning, 1 line to that person. 10 seconds, tops. Hey, Thursday me. Coffee's strong, air's cold. You'll want the easy win. Open the brief at 9:05. At night, they write back. Kept. 2-minute stretch, Bill Portal. Missed walk. Repair set. You're not journaling. You're shaking hands across time. Hal Hirschfield's work shows self-similarity boosts care. We're building that similarity on purpose. Next is concrete scene building. CLT says far stuff is fuzzy. Fuzzy gets ignored. So paint the scene until your body can feel it. Date it. Place it. Add 1 sound, 1 smell, 1 body cue. Monday, 7:10 a.m. Hallway light warm. Socks a little damp from yesterday's wash. Spotify Q2. First 400 meters easy. Health becomes a room you can enter, not a poster on a wall. Money 2. Friday, 5:25 p.m. Bank app open. Silence on. Move $25. Work 2. 10 a.m. Door shut. Slack off. Single tab. Timer set. Concrete beats noble every time. Tie micro stakes to each scene. If I run, 2 p.m. me focuses better. If I skip, 2 p.m. me grabs coffee number 3. That's empathy you can feel. Strangers get slogans. Family gets specifics. Commitment tech is where we stop negotiating. Pre-commit while the intent is clean. Move savings the minute your paycheck lands. That's a soft Ulysses contract that dodges. I'll move it later. Lock defaults in your favor. Notifications off by default. Single tab browser for deep work. Sleep lights that shift amber at 10. Shrink options to 1 at go time. 1 gym outfit in view. 1 lunch prepped. 1 task staged. The picker can't sell you out if there's nothing to haggle. Friction design is the flip side. Add speed bumps to vices. Uninstall delivery apps. Put the credit card in a drawer. Place phone chargers outside the bedroom. Make the wrong move clumsy. Remove friction for virtues. Shoes by the door. Water chilled. Dock template open. Behavioral economics calls this choice architecture. We're not forcing behavior. We're shaping the path so the easy thing is finally the right thing. Now bring in social mirrors. Future witness beats future wishes. Text 1 person. I send my 2 green checks at 6 p.m. daily. Green check equals 2-minute actions kept. No speeches, just receipts. You're outsourcing a sliver of self-control to a friend's eyeballs. Weirdly effective. Add a buddy system if it helps. Parallel promises at the same time, separate goals, same check-in. You're building a tiny team around future you. Quick micro-stories help cement it. The coffee text ritual. You pour the morning cup and send one sentence to tomorrow you. Silly. Try it a week. Watch how much cleaner 9 a.m. feels when someone is waiting for your proof. The wallet card. A photo of future you with one line. Don't invoice me for this. Pull it before late night purchases. It interrupts the trance long enough to remember who pays. Okay, but trauma clocks still tick. So we fuse these reframes with safety. Keep all scenes sized to your window of tolerance. If your body spikes at big asks, shrink it to absurd. Open sneakers. Open bill portal. Open doc. That's it. Attach a tiny immediate cue you like. Your favorite mug, a song, morning sun. You're paying now to finance later, which keeps your survival math on your side. Measure reps, not glory. A simple ledger. Date, 2 promised actions, kept or repaired. Green for kept, blue for repaired. No red. If you miss, you repair within 24 hours. 1 small amends and a note. Repairs protect trust. Trust protects scenes. Scenes protect choices. Here's where all the pieces click. Render future you vividly, so they stop being a stranger. Reduce the first move until it trips over itself. Rig the environment so default you wins. Review the ledger so the story is evidence, not hope. Identity follows reps. The picker starts seeing the payer's face. And motivation? It shows up because the path is short, the wins are instant, and the person you're helping finally feels like you. Trauma-aware reset. Safety first, then strategy. So you're telling me the plans look fine on paper, but your body vetoes them at go time. That's not weakness. That's a nervous system saying, eyes on exits, not on goals. Safety first, then strategy. If your body doesn't buy it, your brain won't fund it. Start simple. Breath that signals safety. 4 in, 6 to 8 out. Do 3 rounds. Exhale tells the alarm, stand down. Pair it with orienting. Lift your eyes, slowly scan left, center, right. Name 3 colors you see. Feel your feet on the floor. Press your toes just enough to notice. You're updating the map. Here, now safe enough. 30 seconds buys you a little time horizon. Next is your window of tolerance. This is the range where you can think and feel without flipping into spin or shut down. Learn the edges. Tight chest, tunnel vision, clicky jaw. You're near the top. Heavy limbs, foggy head, zoning out. You're near the bottom. Only make promises inside the middle. If you're outside, your move is to re-enter, not to push through. Action at the edge trains your system to fear the plan. Now tiny honest promises. Emphasis on honest. Pick actions you can keep on a bad average day. Not your best day. Best days don't need protocols. 2 minutes, clear edges, same time. At 7:05, open sneakers. At 5:30, open the bill portal. At 9 o'clock, open the doc. Opening is the rep. If momentum shows up, great. If not, green check anyway. Your nervous system needs proof that plans don't bite. Here's the funny thing. Self-compassion often turns into bargaining. I deserve rest. Then you skip the move that creates rest. So set kind, clear, consistent boundaries. Tone like this. You're tired. We'll do 2 minutes, then stop. You become a steady parent to your own system. Warm, firm, boring. The boring part matters. Drama spikes the alarm. Miss once. You don't spiral. You repair within 24 hours. That's the rule. Name what slipped, make 1 small amends, and log it. Miss the walk. Walked 2 minutes after dinner. Logged. No groveling. No self-court. Repairs tell the body. We close loops. Shame loses its favorite weapon. Protect your cues. Ritual beats motivation. Build a safety-first start. 1 song, 1 light shift, 1 posture you repeat. Example. At 8:58 a.m., you stand, big exhale, shoulders down and back, door shuts, lamp clicks warm. Timer set to 25. Same sequence every time. Your body learns, this is okay. This is known. Predictability is anesthesia for hypervigilance. Shrink the horizon when spikes hit. Bad sleep, tough news, loud day. Cut your world to what feels doable. You can always go bigger tomorrow. Today, open app, breathe 3 rounds, write 1 sentence. The win is showing up inside your window, not chasing an Instagram montage. Add anchors you can touch. Cold water on your wrists, hand on sternum, feet on a textured mat. Somatic signals beat slogans. Your survival brain speaks body, not bullet points. 2 minutes of slow rocking in a chair. can bring you back online faster than half an hour of arguing with yourself. Okay, but what about triggers that teleport you? Have a salvage script. When you feel the floor drop, say out loud, time jump. I'm in 2026. It's the blue couch. It's 3:14 p.m. Then orient again. Colors, sounds, one neutral smell. If you can stand and change rooms, you're reinstating here with 3 senses. Only then decide the next 2-minute move. You're not avoiding work. You're re-entering the present. Keep your promises painfully specific. Vague equals scary. Walk is vague. At 7:05, step outside. Turn right, 60 seconds to the tree, 60 back is safe. Bills is vague. At 5:30, open bank URL. Look at first number only is safe. Specific shrinks the unknown. The unknown is what sets alarms off. Bring one witness, but keep the scope small. Send a nightly kept/repaired dot to a friend. Green for kept, blue for repaired. No red. If you missed and didn't repair, you send nothing and schedule a 60-second check-in the next day. Gentle social pressure without shame. Also, your future self becomes social, not solitary, and social selves get protected more. Safety also lives in environments. Remove threat cues where you work and sleep. Clear clutter in a 2-foot radius around your desk. Lower harsh light at night. Amber, not blue. Put your phone's charger in the kitchen, not the bedroom. Default silence on notifications. These aren't lifestyle hacks, they're arousal controls. Watch for 2 traps. First, hero mode. The minute the body quiets, you'll want to double the plan. Don't. Hold the small for 2 weeks. Let safety become boring. Second, secrecy. The more you hide, the more the alarm reads your plans as risky. Name 2 people who know your tiny promises and your repair rule. They don't coach, they witness. Language shift seals it. Replace I have to with I keep small deals. Replace I blew it with I repair within a day. Replace I'll try with I'll open. Words are instructions to the nervous system. Keep them short, clear, kind. This is how you earn strategy. Breath, orient, window, tiny honest promises, clear repairs, steady cues, small witnesses, comma rooms. When the body trusts you not to abandon it, the future stops feeling like a cliff for a framework starts feeling like a sidewalk. Alright picker, then the 4 time to protect your payer. The 4 framework is a practical protocol. Render, reduce, rig, review. For steps with clear objectives, procedures, decision rules, and contingencies. No heroics, just architecture that pays now and later. R1, render, make future you emotionally real. Objective, increase self-continuity, so future you stops reading as stranger, which raises care and reduces present bias. Daily procedure, less than or equal to 60 seconds, write 1 scene like a text to family. Include date and time. Place, 1 sound, 1 smell. 1 body cue. Microstakes, what changes later today if you keep/skip. Optional continuity cue. Place a photo of future you, aged avatar, or me plus 365. Where choices happen, lock screen, fridge, desk. Templates, health. Tuesday 6:50 a.m, hallway light warm. Shoes by the mat, Spotify Q2. Air cold in your nose, quads a little tight from Monday. If you jog 5 minutes, 2 p.m. you focuses. If you skip, they grab coffee 3. Money. Friday, 5:25 p.m, bank app open, quiet kitchen, mint gum, move $25. Focus. 10 a.m, door shut, lamp amber, timer 25 to 5, single tab open to the brief. Decision rules. If the scene feels stiff or generic, add 1 more sensory detail or a microstake. If writing feels heavy, switch to a 10-second voice memo to tomorrow you. Contingencies. High arousal/trauma spike. Shrink to a 3-part scene only, date, place, first action. Open sneakers at 7:05. Safety first, detail later. Rationale cue. Construal level theory says far equals abstract. Rendering pushes later down from abstract to concrete, so the brain can protect it. R2, reduce, shrink the promise to an entry action, objective. Lower energy cost and negotiation. So, now, gets an immediate win for doing the thing that pays later. Daily procedure, less than or equal to 30 seconds to define. Less than or equal to 2 minutes to do translate each goal into a 2-minute entry action you can keep on a bad day. Say it out loud once. Specific time, specific action. Conversions. Run. Open the door, jog 1 minute out, 1 minute back. Bills. At 5:30. Open the portal and look at the first number only. Deep work. At 10 o'clock, open the doc and write one ugly line. Decision rules. If you miss 2 days in a row, your entry action is too big. Have it. No escalation for 2 weeks, even if it's easy. Bank credibility before you raise the ceiling. If the action is vague, add a location or a first physical movement. Sit at desk, open brief. Contingencies. Sleep deprived or anxious. Keep the entry action only, log green if done. Momentum is optional, not required. Rationale cue. Survival math loves immediate, concrete wins, and resists energy cost. 2-minute entries pay, now, with a finish ping. R3. Rig. Let defaults do the lifting. Objective. Make the right path automatic and the wrong path annoying by changing environments, options, and timing in advance. Daily/weekly procedure. Pre-commit during calm. Health. Lay clothes by the door, fill water at night. Set lights to shift amber at 10. Park your phone charger outside the bedroom. Money. Set payday autopay and an automatic $25 Friday transfer. Uninstall shopping apps. Put your card in a drawer. Paste a sticky on the browser. Don't invoice me for this. Focus. Notifications off by default. Single tab browser for work. Shut door ritual. Door closed, lamp warm, timer set, Slack quit. Add frictions to vices, speed bumps, and remove frictions from virtues, glide paths. Schedule blockers during deep work. Timed website locks so picky you can't sell payer you out. Decision rules. If you break a rule twice in a week, add 1 more inch of friction, e.g., move the charger farther, add a passcode to app installs. If a good behavior stalls, remove 1 inch of friction. Stage the queue earlier, reduce clicks to start. Contingencies. Chaos week, travel, big deadlines pre-pack a minimal rig. 1 song queue, 1 2-minute action, 1 phone off window. Keep the floor, not the perfect setup. Rationale queue. These are Ulysses contracts without drama. You decide while calm, then let the world enforce when tempted. R4. Review. Compound trust with receipts. Objective. Replace self-talk with evidence. Track integrity, not intensity, so identity shifts from maybe to reliable. Daily procedure. Less than or equal to 60 seconds at night trust ledger. Date plus 2 promised actions, mark kept green, or repaired blue. No red. If missed, trigger a 24-hour repair. 1 small amends and a note. Missed walk. 2 minutes after dinner. Logged. Weekly procedure. Less than or equal to 5 minutes. Sunday skim greens and blues. Count totals. Note 1 small fix for next week. Move blocker earlier. Have the entry action. Send 1 screenshot to 1 witness. They don't coach, they witness. Decision rules. If blues greens 2 weeks straight, shrink entries and add 1 friction to the biggest leak. If greens are steady for 2 weeks with a calm body, you may scale 1 behavior, e.g. 2 minutes 5 3 days/week. Contingencies. Blackout days, illness, crisis the only contract is breath, and 1 honest text to your witness. Blackout. Blue logged. Resume at floor tomorrow. Rationale cue. Identity updates on evidence. Greens and blues both count as integrity because both close loops. Putting it together, daily sequence and fail-safes. Morning priming, 90 seconds breath, 4 in, 6 out. Then render 1 scene and speak your 2-minute promise out loud. Midday prep, 60 seconds rig the next cue. Stage shoes, open the bank tab, prep the doc. Evening closure, 60 seconds review the ledger, mark green or blue. Write 1 line to tomorrow you. Kept both today. You'll want the lamp warm at 9:58. If then wobble plans. If terrible sleep, then horizon shrinks. Do the 2-minute version only. Log blue if needed. If a meeting spills into your block, then salvage 5. Open the doc, write 1 sentence. Or open the portal, read 1 number. Or walk to the corner and back. Relapse ladder, no shame rung 1. 2-minute entries only for 3 days. Rung 2, reintroduce scene text render. Rung 3, re-enable blockers and nightly witness check-ins for a week. Example day, lived pass. 7:02 a.m., breathe render. Tuesday, cold air, Q2, jog 2 minutes, 2 p.m. focus buys us back. 7:05 a.m., reduce, 2-minute jog. 9:58 a.m., rig, phone in kitchen, lamp on, door shut. Evening, review, 2 greens, 1 blue. Text 1 emoji, green, green, blue. Boring? Perfect. Boring is safe, and safe lets time open back up. You don't need a new self. You need cleaner contracts. Render the person you're protecting. Reduce the promise until it counts slip. Rig your world, so defaults fight for you. Review the reps, so trust compounds. Picker and payer sign the same page. Future you stops sending invoices and starts sending thanks. Field tests, money, health focus. Okay, let's take the kit into real life. Money, health focus. Same 4 rupees, different rooms. We're not chasing perfect. We're stacking kept contracts that pay now and later. Money, bill armor protocol, 4 rupees. Objective. Reduce fees, shame avoidance, and spending trances by making money decisions concrete, brief, and default-driven. Procedures. Render, less than or equal to 30 seconds. Fridays 5:25 p.m. quiet kitchen. Mint gum. Bank app open. 1 lamp on. Microstakes. If you look now, Sunday you relaxes. If you don't, a dumb fee lands. Reduce, less than or equal to 2 minutes entry action equals. Open the portal and read the first number only. Rig, weekly/automations, autopay minimums the day after payday. Automatic $25 transfer to future bills, every Friday. Uninstall one shopping app. Put the card in a drawer. Prefer debit for day-to-day to make spending feel real. 2-day rule for non-essentials. Put items in a note. Revisit in 48 hours. Review, less than or equal to 60 seconds. Friday night ledger line. 5:25 check, kept. Transfer, kept. Weekly screenshot of green checks to one witness. Proof, not coaching. Decision rules. If a dumb fee hits, add 1 inch of friction, e.g., lower card limits, move card farther, enable bank alerts. If you skip Friday twice, have the ask, read only the balance header, and anchor a new queue, set a calendar alarm, pair with mint gum. If impulse buys return, raise the 2-day rule to 3 days for items over $50. Contingencies, chaos week or travel, do a 60-second balance glance, any day, and move $5. Log blue repair if late. Cash flow crunch. Autopay minimums only. Keep the 5:25 check. Resume transfers when green checks are steady for 2 weeks. Microstory. Tailor sets 5:25 check. Week 1, 2 greens. Week 2, late train, misses the window. Blue repair at 7:40 p.m. Reads the first number, moves $5, logs it. Interest fee avoided. More important, the ledger shows closure. 3 months in, no surprise fee emails, Sunday dread fades. Nothing flashy. Fewer leaks. Health, sleep, food, movement protocol, 4 rupees. Objective, protect sleep, bias food choices, and make movement inevitable with low-friction cues and tiny entries. Procedures, sleep render, 10:15 p.m. bedroom warm, lamp amber, phone parked in the kitchen, paperback open, exhale longer than inhale. Microstakes, 10:45 lights equals human 7 a.m. Scroll equals raccoon 7 a.m. Reduce, plug phone in kitchen at 10 o'clock. Lights out 10:45. Rig, blue light shifts at 9:45. Outlet timer kills living room lamps at 10:30. Charger outside bedroom, blackout curtains, cool room. Review. Phone parked, kept, lights out blue, off by 15, repaired with 7:05 walk. Food render, morning's fridge light, protein at eye level, first grab ready. Reduce, protein first at first meal. No macros. Rig, Sunday auto order, eggs, yogurt, pre-cut veg, frozen berries, tins of fish. Candy high and annoying, protein eye level. Add a number 6 p.m. decisions rule. Review, nightly tick, protein first, kept/blue. Movement render, 7:02 a.m. hallway light warm, shoes staged, cue song ready, air cool. Reduce. At 7:05, step outside, 1 minute to the corner, 1 minute. Back. Green even if that's all. Rig. First song rule, 1 track you only play when moving. Shoes by the door, coat ready in winter. Review, 2 checks. Open sneakers, 2-minute loop. Decision rules. If lights out slips twice, move the phone charger farther and add an outlet timer to bedroom lamps. If protein first drops below 4/7, pre-pack 2 grab bags Sunday night. Add a sticky on fridge. Protein first. If movement stalls, shift the time earlier by 15 minutes and keep the 2-minute floor for 2 weeks before scaling. Contingencies, bad sleep night. Shrink horizon, 2-minute walk only, mark blue if timing slips. Travel week, pack a minimal rig. Eye mask, earplugs, protein packs, resistance band. Keep the 2-minute loop in hallways or stairs. Microstories, Jess tried gym 5 days. It died. She switches to open sneakers at 7:05. Triggers the song. walks 120 seconds. 7 greens. Week 3, she adds a stretch. By week 8, it's 15 minutes most days. Energy up, self-talk quieter. Gate was credibility, not grit. Focus, deep work protocol, for rupees. Objective, create predictable, protected blocks that start easily, resist pings, and end with proof. Procedures, render, 9:58 to 10 a.m. door shut, lamp warm. Headphones on, Slack quit, single tab open, timer 25 to 5. Microstakes, 1 cycle equals afternoon you doesn't drown. Reduce, open the doc and write 1 ugly line. That's the entry. Rig, notifications off by default. Site blockers scheduled during blocks. Phone in another room. Calendar time blocked like rent, protected, not decorative. Name the ritual, shut door. And make it consistent. Stand, long exhale, click lamp, press start. Inflate task times by 50% and add 5-minute transition buffers. Cap meeting stacks, 2 back-to-back, then a 15-minute reset. Walk, breathe, look at a plant. Review, shut door kept. Timer cycle kept. Slack off, blue, repaired at 1:40. Weekly count of greens and blues. Screenshot to a witness if helpful. Decision rules. If blues stack for 2 weeks, move blockers earlier, shrink the entry, write the title only. Or shift the block 30 minutes earlier. If interruptions pierce the block twice, add a visible door sign and an auto-reply during the window. If you underestimate time by greater than 50% twice, double the estimate and cut scope. Contingencies, chaos day, 5-minute salvage, open the doc and add 1 sentence, or open the bill portal and read 1 number, or step outside to the curb and back. Log blue, high arousal morning, add 1 extra orient breathe cycle before shut door. Microstory, Amir's mornings were Slack soup. He sets 10 o'clock shut door, turns notifications off by default, moves Slack to a separate desktop he only opens at 55. Week 1, 3 greens, 2 blues. He adds a 9:58 headphone cue. Week 2, 4 greens. By week 6, his boss notices cleaner drafts. Same brain, different path. Look, none of this is glamorous. That's the point. Money holds when moves are boring. Health holds when sleep is gated and food is staged. Focus holds when doors close and tabs shrink. Render the scene, reduce the first step, rig the room, review the rep. Future you isn't a stranger in any of these rooms anymore. They're standing next to you, nodding at the green checks. The Identity Upgrade Protocol, Protector-led living. Objective, install the Protector as chair of decisions, so the picker stops freelancing and the payer stops absorbing hidden costs. Convert tools into identity by making kept micro-contracts your primary evidence. Roles clarity. Picker, in-the-moment decider, chases queues, underprices fees. Payer, wakes with invoices, fatigue, fees, frayed ties. Protector, guards both, sets terms that are kind now and fair later. Protector Operating Protocol, POP. Keystone vow, 1 line, I keep small deals. I don't invoice future me. Meeting rule, before choices picker speaks, payer speaks, protector rules. Evidence rule, identity updates on receipts, not intentions. Daily procedures, less than or equal to 2 minutes total. Morning, render plus vow glance at future you photo, or me plus 365 lock screen. Say the vow once. Write 1 10-second line to tomorrow you. Choice point queue, reduce plus pop touch a small token, coin/key, and run the pop. Pick a view, pay a view, protector call, state the 2-minute entry aloud. At 7:05, open sneakers. Night, review mark 2 promised actions green, kept, or blue repaired. No red. Send counts, greens/blues, to 1 witness weekly. Artifacts, continuity scaffolds. Lock screen, future you, or me plus 365. Wallet card, I keep small deals. Don't invoice me for this. Desk token, touch before decisions to trigger POP kettle sticky. 2-minute move at 7:05. Plus 270 days, photo above desk to anchor continuity. Language rules, identity cement. Replace, I'll try, I open. Replace, I need to be better, I keep small deals. Replace, I have to, I protect my payer. Decision rules. If negotiation starts, maybe later. Run pop and have the entry action. If you miss twice in a week, scale down 1 notch, time, scope, or friction removed. If greens greater than or equal to blues for 2 weeks with a calm body, you may scale 1 behavior, e.g., 2 5 minutes, 3 days per week. Contingencies. High arousal/trauma spike. Pop shrinks to 1 move. Name the date, time, touch token. Open, the first step only. Log blue if repair was needed. Blackout day. Breath plus 1 honest text to witness. Blackout. Blue logged. Resume at floor tomorrow. Social wobble. Agreed cue from a partner/friend. Protect your payer. No advice, just the cue. Monthly calibration. Less than or equal to 10 minutes, first Saturday. Pull the ledger, pick 1 microproof. Walked 2 minutes in rain. And say out loud, that's who I am. Adjust 1 rig or 1 friction by 1 notch only. Reaffirm the vow. Swap artifact if it's gone blind. Micro rehearsals, high-risk moments. Check out at 11:37 p.m. 7:04 skip, whisper, 9:58 Slack ping. Touch token. Picture the payer's face. Say the vow. Choose the 2-minute contract. Alignment over drama. Outcome protector-led choices. Convert the 4 rupees from tactics into traits. The vow holds. Artifacts remind. The ledger proves. Same brain, steadier chair. Compounding protocol. Self-trust as capital. Objective. Make self-trust your primary asset. Convert kept micro-contracts into a compounding balance that widens options, steadies risk, and survives stress. Core mechanism. Each green, kept, or blue, kept after repair, pays coherence now and increases risk capacity later. Identity prices future bets by ledger evidence. Metrics, evidence, not vibes. Daily, 2 promised actions, marked green/blue. Weekly, counts of greens and blues, 1 screenshot to 1 witness. Monthly, 3 proofs, money, health, focus. 90/180 day. Slope review, and 1 notch of scale if con. Procedures. Daily slope. Keep the 2-minute entries. Log green/blue, no red. If energy's low, do floor only. Blue if you repaired timing. Weekly consolidation. Less than or equal to 5 minutes. Tally greens/blues. Note 1 rig/friction tweak. Share counts with witness. No coaching requested. Monthly audit. Less than or equal to 10 minutes. Pull 3 proofs. Money. 0 dumb fees, or $25/week transferred 4/4. Health. Sleep plus 40 minutes average, or protein first 5/7. Focus. 10 shut door blocks, drafts on time. State the line. I keep small deals. Evidence-backed, not aspirational. 90/180. Day check if green's steady, blue's rare, bodycom. Scale 1 behavior up 1 notch, time or days. If blue's greater than or equal to greens. Have entry, add friction to your biggest leak, and hold for 2 weeks. Decision rules. Complexity creep detected. Too many tools? Return to the dumb ledger. 2 actions, green/blue. Goal inflation itch, jump to 30 minutes daily. Add days slowly, or add a second 2-minute promise. Increases are reversible. Chaos highs tempting. Moves that tax trust tomorrow. Skip or downshift. Compounding hates drawdowns. Contingencies. Illness/crisis. Blackout. The only contract is breath plus 1 honest text. Blackout. Blue logged. Resume at floor. Travel/season crunch. Run a minimal rig. 1 song cue, 1 2-minute action, 1 blocked window. Shame spike. Trigger 24-hour repair first. Speak the evidence line second. Second order effects. What to watch. Quieter mornings. We said it. We did it. Replaces ugh. Opportunities open. People plan with you. Risk right-sized. Ramp, not cliff. Fewer leaks. Emails answered. Bills handled. Sleep gated. Example arc. Nina runs the protocol 90 days. Greens most days. Some blues. No reds. Flu hits in month 3. Old pattern. Spiral. New pattern. Blackout. Blue logged. Breath. Sleep. Resume at floor. 2 weeks later. Slope restored. Investments didn't liquidate under stress. That's compounding. Outcome. Self-trust becomes capital. It funds longer bets, lowers daily friction, and keeps identity intact when weather turns. Quiet, boring, unstoppable. Closing the distance. Diagnosis. Problem. Distance plus survival math. Future you mapped as other. Now 1 because it pays in concrete relief. Intervention. For our architecture plus safety first practices plus protector operating protocol. Outcome. Picker stops freelancing. Payer stops suffering alone. Protector chairs the meeting. Prescription. How it ends. Render. Make future you vivid daily so later stops feeling like stranger. Reduce. Shrink the first move to a 2-minute entry, so now gets a clean win. Rig. Set defaults and frictions while calm. Let the world carry the plan. Review. Track greens/blues. Protect trust with 24-hour repairs. Safety. Breathe. Orient. Stay inside your window before promising. Protector. Run pop at choice points. Pick a view. Pay a view. Protect to call. Proof over vibes. 2 greens and a blue repaired beat perfect plans that never start. The ledger is the mirror that doesn't lie. We said it. We did it. Final action. Make one tiny contract now. Speak one line aloud and stage one cue before this video ends. Money. At 5:30, open the bill portal. Health. At 7:05, step outside for 2 minutes. Focus. At 10 o'clock, open the doc and write one line. Touch your token, picture the payer's face, say the vow. I keep small deals. Relapse plan. You will slip. Good. That's built in. Repair within 24 hours. Protect trust. Keep the slope. Blue beats red because blue proves you close. The next witness protocol. Objective. Treat future you as a live witness, not a stranger. Build public receipts that keep the protector on deck. Procedures. Run the 4, a kit for 7 days. Nightly. Mark greens/blues, no red. Weekly. Send 1 screenshot of counts to 1 witness. Comment 1 kept promise after 7 days to lock the social mirror. Call to action. Subscribe for the Extraction Kit series. Grab the 4 a checklist and trust ledger in the description. Share this with someone who rescues everyone but their future. Alright picker, protect your payer.